If people saw that Labour was putting forward a convincing, exciting, hopeful platform for why they should be elected at the next general election, then people wouldn't have let something like ULEZ get in the way of them voting for them.
Yeah.
But they're not seeing that from Labour. What they're seeing from Keir Starmer is like placid commitments, which he then rolls back on and like mimics what the Tories are saying. And if he was actually promising anything worth voting for, then people would vote for it.
Hello, my name's Anna Lamche and I'm reporting for the Camden New Journal. We're here to speak to Green New Deal Rising, who are picketing Sir Keir Starmer's constituency office in Camden between now and the Labour conference in October. We're here to talk to them about what they want to see from the Labour leader between now and then.
What we're actually looking for is just hope. I joined the Labour Party when I was 17 years old and I actually used to work for the party. And then the Labour Party should stand for social justice, for looking after the people that are most vulnerable in the world, in the country. And what we're seeing from the current Labour Party leadership, from Keir Starmer, is that he doesn't seem to stand for anything. He's kind of mimicking what the Tories are saying. He doesn't seem to be setting himself apart. He's not saying anything that could give people like us who care about the planet and social justice any hope whatsoever.
I am here because I would like Starmer to show a greater commitment to green policies, including the pledges he made during his leadership campaign and afterwards.
So what we want is for him to stand up and face the crisis that we're in, stop fossil fuels, and to do that by providing the funding through taxing the wealthy, through making the polluters pay, all the people that are profiting from the crisis that we're in, making them pay their fair share so that we can actually, fight the cost of living crisis while also fighting the climate crisis at the same time.
Green New Deal Rising is like a youth climate group, and one of our big campaigns at the moment is we're calling on Labour to be bold and back a Green New Deal. So that's really why we're here. Keir Starmer is my MP, so it's to be like, where are you? Can we speak to you? We've tried emailing, we've tried writing letters, we've tried to get a meeting, but we've got nowhere. So we're kind of bringing our demands to him. We're outside his office to hopefully try and talk to him.
Do you have any contact with Conservatives and kind of what is their response to your demands?
Yeah, we have challenged some Conservatives and usually we either get ignored, which is kind of the main response, or sometimes we have challenged them and we've had some conversations with them. So for example, we challenged Zach Goldsmith a little while back, about 2 years ago now. So we do challenge different politicians from different political backgrounds. It's really important to do that. And just kind of point out who are the champions and who aren't.
In Uxbridge, the Labour candidate who was widely tipped to win didn't, and that's now being blamed on ULEZ. And you see some commentators who are saying, okay, now we have to ditch the entire green agenda from both sides. What is your response to that? I'll go to you.
I actually think it's exactly the opposite. I think what the ULEZ, or the ULEZ election, the Uxbridge election where people voted against the ULEZ showed is that people aren't willing to tackle the climate crisis by using these piecemeal actions where normal people are having to pay more for their cars in order to tackle the climate crisis. That's not enough. That's never going to be enough. What we need is a statewide response to the climate crisis that doesn't make individual people have to be worse off, where we pump money into building infrastructure, transport, housing that is actually benefits regular working people, not that punishes them. So what I think the election in Uxbridge shows is that actually Labour need to be bolder and they say instead of introducing policies which are going to make people change their lives in small ways in order to save the environment, that actually they need to come up with a much bigger response which takes the money from the people that can afford to pay more to tackle this crisis and pumps that into a big national response, something like the Green New Deal, which is the kind of policy platform that we are arguing for.
Yeah, I also think it's really important to actually look at the numbers because it was really tight. The Tories won by less than 500 votes, and the Green Party, for example, there were a lot of candidates in Uxbridge specifically, but the Green Party got almost 1,000 votes, which is nearly double what the majority was. So again, I think exactly as Laura said, that actually is showing that Labour need to be bolder on green policy. People are looking for bold green policy to vote for, and if Labour aren't going to provide that, they're not going to get the support that they think they have.
Uxbridge, as it was before, or now Uxbridge and South Ruislip, it tends to be a very Tory seat with lots of homeowners and so on, and people who drive. So it shouldn't really come as a surprise that in that particular seat, ULEZ might have had a negative effect, but actually more broadly, ULEZ is, I think, a good thing because it reduces pollution, and there are indications that it's causing asthma for people living in London, and obviously that's not good. So I think what Sadiq Khan is trying to do is the right thing.
And what we're campaigning for is for a Green New Deal, which would mean basically that we kind of make polluters pay and get a national nature service, tax wealth, bring everything back into public service, and basically just start investing in public services and renewable energy for a better country for everyone. So it's a thing that works both on the level of tackling the climate emergency, but also tackling inequality in society as well, which is something that I've been campaigning for a lot throughout my life.
But if you don't live in the borough, you've no right to come into this borough and tell people what is and what is not.
It's not just
You live in the borough.
Yeah. I think that's a bit
He's with the
unfair.
opposition. That's a national position.
Okay, but do you not think it's intimidating to come to this?
No, I think elected politicians have a right, need to be held accountable.
Yeah, but this is intimidating for the people.
It's not.
It is.
Yeah.
Also, there's a mosque up there. You're blocking the.
We've been really careful to move out
So I
of the
can keep
road.
going, but trust me, you're wasting your time, guys.
That's okay. Thank you very much for
And if you think you're going to intimidate,
We're not trying to intimidate. I'm not trying to intimidate anyone.
look, you've also this is intimidation on the window. So it is.
How
You're picketing an office that is quite rarely visited, I think, by Keir Starmer. How do you respond to that?
So I know because Keir Starmer's my MP and I've written to him, I couldn't even tell you how many times, and I've never got a reply directly from him. Like, it's always a staffer who's sending some kind of stop response, and it's like, we get it, you're the leader of the opposition and whatever, but it is frustrating. And I think, we're here, we're kind of trying to make a joke of it because it's like, where's Keir? Is Keir here? Is he actually going to show up? Because we know that he's not. We don't trust that he is. And like Laura was just saying, I think really we're looking for some hope. It's so disheartening to feel like a party that we all really want to get behind is currently being led by people who are just constantly U-turning, constantly backsliding, constantly watering down climate commitments. It's just really frustrating, and it's frustrating that we can't even have a conversation.